How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another video coming from the 2022 New York International Auto Show. Today we're in the Jeep section. Again, I just finished up filming my 392 Wrangler video, and today we're going to be looking at the brand new Jeep Wagoneer. Now there's a few behind me, and I'm going to actually stick around till the end because I'm going to be going through each individual one and showing you guys all the, differences, and especially talking about the price differences to start with. But before we get into that today, definitely be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and also click that bell icon down there to turn on post notifications. But obviously there's a lot of hype around these new Wagoneers. I actually briefly kind of filmed one when I was going around the entire show on my first day and filming like the first day highlights video that I did. If you haven't checked that out, I'll link that on top of the video right now. But going into this one right now, so this is the, I think, most expensive one. This is the Series 111, and it actually starts at $107,000 US. I know that, you know, it's a very luxurious SUV. It has a lot of space, but let me know if you guys think that, you know, these Wagoneers are really worth that much. But looking at the front here, you can definitely see the overall just like history and kind of Jeep DNA with this front grille. Looks very, I guess, Cherokee or Grand Cherokee-esque. And then moving on to the side here, just the overall silhouette very similar to something like a Cadillac Escalade or like a Lincoln Navigator or something of that nature, like another domestic ultra luxurious like SUV. And then moving on actually to the driver's seat, I know that there's a bunch of people kind of like crowding them, so I'm trying to do my best, but taking you guys into probably the best part of this Grand Wagoneer, the interior. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous with the amount of leather, wood, everything in here. It's crazy luxurious. And then I'm actually just going to close that so it stops beeping, but you can see the automatic step that kind of comes out as soon as you open any doors. And then in the back here, you actually have screens right here. So like, I mean, it's ridiculous. And this Series 111 actually has 3 rows of seating. I'm pretty sure most or all of the Grand Wagoneers do. But yeah, I mean, you can understand why this costs so much when you're looking at the interior. I mean, the interior, it's like you're literally like driving in like a private plane. It's ridiculous. And looking at the front seat adjustments, all of it is right here. So you have your front, back, your kind of like lumbar support, and then the overall pitch of the seat. But I mean, just looking at this interior, my breath is honestly taken away. I mean, again, it's a beautiful full-size SUV from the outside, but on the inside is a whole different animal. You also have this, like, it looks like a digital screen right there. I'm not entirely sure if that actually turns on or not, so let me know down in the comments below if you actually know. Unfortunately, it's got so much, like, fingerprints on it from everyone just touching it from climbing in and out of this new truck. But I really love it. Even like the hidden cup holders, it's simple, but at the same time, it's so cool. All this feels like real wood too, and the leather steering wheel heats up, cools down, and same thing with the seats. I mean, every single creature comfort that you can possibly think of in modern vehicles is in this new Jeep Grand Wagoneer. And I remember like last year when Jeep actually announced that they were going to be making this Grand Wagoneer and introducing the Wagoneer name back into their lineup, and I think that people are definitely gonna be looking at the Jeep brand differently from now on, especially after including a $70-something thousand Wrangler with the 392 Rubicon, and also including this six-figure Grand Wagoneer. But I'm actually going to get out of this one and show you guys some of the other trims right now. So now the one actually front and center is this white L. It's the Grand Wagoneer L. So now underneath the hood of this Grand Wagoneer L, you actually have the twin turbo 6-cylinder brand new Hurricane engine. It's basically a 3-liter twin turbo V6, one turbo for 3 cylinders, like one on each side. and it actually has a power output of over 500 horsepower. I think it's like 510, so really ridiculous coming out of this small displacement 6-cylinder engine, but also incredibly efficient as well, probably producing a decent amount of miles per gallon, and you know, definitely good fuel economy, especially in something of this size. You can't see that much. You can kind of see the turbos all the way down, but really cool to actually be able to see the engine that's powering this thing. And yeah, overall, I mean, it's really ridiculous how luxurious and how like just well made these Grand Wagoneers are. And then moving on to this one right behind me, this is probably my favorite trim Grand Wagoneer. I don't think this is, yeah, this is not the most expensive one either. This one, it says starts at $103,000 compared to 107, which is not really that much of a difference when you're looking at over 6 figures for a SUV. But this is the Grand Wagoneer Obsidian. I really love this color. I don't know if this is going to be unique to the Obsidian or not, but this color is just really, really beautiful in person. Obviously, you know, the lights are all set up in a certain way because it's the auto show, but even like taking that aside, the way that it just flows with the gloss black grille right here, it's just really ridiculous. And it's actually not even like a gloss black, it's more of like a mix between like a gloss black and silver. I mean, the grille itself is like a work of art. And then you also do have the little camera right here, which is something that we saw in the 392 Wrangler to just help parking, something like this, especially when the visibility is so bad because the longer hood and the higher height. I think I'm just biased because the color, and if the color does come on the other trims, I feel like I would maybe like the L a little bit better. But I really love this Obsidian trim. It's a really cool spec, let's put it that way, and probably my favorite spec of all the Wagoneers on display today. And then moving over here, we have more of a lighter silver color, again still with that like blackish black silver kind of gloss black front here. I love the simplicity of the badge as well. I mean, I know it's just a badge, but the spacing between the letters and the Wagoneer just gives it a little bit more presence on the front of the hood right there. And this one is actually the L, and it doesn't have the automatic footstep right there, but this is the L Series 2 carbide 4x4, and that's another thing too. I'm pretty sure all of these Grand Wagoneers are 4-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive, so that's another, you know, plus. And probably a lot better in bad weather and even in off-road conditions. If God forbid you would have to, you know, drive something like this off of any actual road. I know I definitely wouldn't because of just the amount of luxury and just how good this thing looks. I don't think obviously it's meant to do that, but again, from a safety standpoint, if I were to buy a family vehicle and I was in the price point to, you know, afford one of these, I would definitely appreciate 4-wheel drive compared to all-wheel drive. That extra front differential definitely makes a big difference. Now moving on to the final Wagoneer that we're going to be looking at today. This one is finished off in a darker gloss red with again the black accents in the front, except this grille is a little bit different and honestly looks a little bit cheaper because it has kind of like the chrome around it. I honestly don't really like it as much as the other ones, and there we go. That explains it. So this one actually starts at $77,000. So this is probably the base Wagoneer. So I was incorrect in saying that, you know, I thought that all of those were over the $100,000 price point. This is one that is definitely a decent amount more affordable, basically like $20,000 or even almost $30,000 more affordable than some of the other trims over there. And honestly, I mean, yeah, it's not as fully loaded, but still you're getting the overall same format in the interior. Definitely a little bit cheaper leather compared to the other, like the L's or the Obsidian over there. It definitely feels like a kind of more regular SUV in this one for sure. You don't have the centerpiece in the second row right here, but you still do have that third row of seating back there. Yeah, that's pretty much just gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and at least gained a little bit of information about these new Grand Wagoneers. Honestly, they are amazing in person, just like the 400s. It's one thing to actually see it on camera, and it's another thing to actually see the thing in person. They're just beautiful full-size SUVs being reintroduced by Jeep to this model year, and it's kind of finishing where we started at this first Grand Wagoneer L behind me. me, definitely be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And also, again, turn on the post notifications. And also, I do appreciate you guys that kind of stuck around till the end. But like always, thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one.